as long as I can remember, I have been saying over and over and over again, all right, that Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube are websites. They are websites within the World Wide Web that we all access. There is no guarantee that when we wake up tomorrow morning that any of these sites, I mean, chances are they're not going anywhere, but you know what? They could. And I'm going to give you a for instance. I'm going to tell you something that happened to the Startup Brothers, all right, which is, I'm telling you, it's scary. It's scary to me, even the platform that I use right now, all right, to do my show here, all right, because it can disappear. It's happened to me in the past with Meerkat. We were doing the show when we started the show a few years back when we were doing the morning show, and all of a sudden one morning we wake up and it's gone. There's nowhere to be found, all right? So it can happen. So if you get nothing out of what I'm saying right now, understand this, that if you're operating a business and you're relying solely on another website or another server, you're wrong. And we're going to talk about it right here on KOPCAST. Successful people never stop learning, okay? Successful people do not believe that they know it all the time. And the best way to never stop learning in today's world, of course, is through audiobooks and the internet and podcast. Well, what a segue this is, huh? Listen, if you go to my website, www.KOPCAST, that's KOPCAST.live, all right, click on Sweet Deals, and you're going to take it down, and it'll take you to the Audible logo. Click on that, all right? And they're going to give you a free 30-day trial of Audible, all right? Which means you can download books and, you know, you can check. They have books of all different types. Everything you could possibly imagine you can find there. Now, when you're driving around in your car, you could be listening to music that you listen to over and over and over and over again, or you could be listening to KOPCAST, which is a great thing to do, or you could be listening to another podcast, which is a great thing to do, or you could be listening to an audiobook on a subject or a topic that you want to learn about. And I'll say it again, successful people never stop learning. So Audible is just one tool you can use, and they're going to give you a free 30 days to try it out to see if you like it, all right? And after that, it's really affordable. I use it all the time. I love Audible. I truly do. So check it out. Go to my website, www.KOPCAST.live. Click on the Audible link and get your 30-day free. 30 days free. How can you go wrong with 30 days? You got a whole month to check it out. 30 days free of Audible. So I want you to stop and think, if you had a successful business on YouTube and all of a sudden this happened to you, because Tuesday, YouTube instantly deleted and shut down a popular online business channel, and they did this all without warning. The Startup Brothers, okay, said that their channel was shut down. They lost access to all of their videos. The Startup Brothers, they offer digital marketing advice, okay, and they're big with Amazon. They had over 30,000 subscribers, and now it's completely gone, okay? The lesson here, be careful not to build too much of your business on someone else's platform. If you're a YouTube star, you are just one email away from potentially losing your entire business. We're going to talk more about this when I come back. Strap in, hold on. Welcome to KOPCAST. Those of you that have listened to KOPCAST know that I am a cookie lover, okay? And my cookie of choice, of course, is Jenny's Cookies. Again, if you've never tasted a Jenny's cookie, you do not know what you're missing. These cookies are amazing, and anyone that has tasted them, seen them, before they even taste them, they see them, it's, oh my God, you know, it's just, these are amazing. The taste is amazing. The whole story behind Jenny's Cookies, if you heard that on the prior shows, is as entrepreneurial spirit and such like that, is just really, really great. Go to my website, www.KOPCAST, that's KOPCAST live, or should I say KOPCAST.live, all right, and you can click on the Jenny's Cookie link in Sweet Deals. Check out our Instagram page. The phone number for Jenny, 631-767-5551. 631-767-5551. She delivers locally here on Long Island and the boroughs, and now ships nationwide. So there is no reason why you should not be enjoying Jenny's cookies. Okay, so in taking a look at Startup Brothers, Startup Bros, should we say, BROS.com. Okay, I got to get that right, startupbros.com. Okay, 6 years. All right, for 6 years, their YouTube channel has been churning out all sorts of YouTube videos, and they've been helping new entrepreneurs grind themselves out of the day jobs. They say it's not the biggest channel, but they did pretty well, and they built up over 2 million views on their 200 videos, okay? They say a lot of people enjoyed the videos. They had well over 30,000 subscribers, and it was rapidly rising. And they had just now invested well over $10,000 into their studio that they could deliver even better videos to their viewers, okay? But they say today all that abruptly comes to an end. YouTube permanently and immediately terminated the Startup Bros channel with no warning whatsoever. So what exactly happened? About an hour after they posted their latest YouTube video, about an hour after it went live, they received their first ever community guideline strike. Now, you might not be familiar with YouTube, so basically they get a letter and it says, "Hi, Startup Bros. Our team has reviewed your content, and unfortunately, we think it violates our harmful and dangerous policy. We removed the following content from YouTube." Okay, so they removed the video. They say, "We know this might be disappointing, but it's important to us that YouTube is a safe place for all. If content breaks our rules, we remove it. If you think we made a mistake, you can appeal, and we'll take another look," okay? And then it goes into how your content violated the policy, how this affects your channel, and what to do next. Okay, they say, okay, no big deal. All right, no big deal. Sounds like they say they got caught up in some algorithmic moderation, and they just need to appeal the strike. Worst case scenario, they'll re-edit the video and cut whatever YouTube says they don't like. They'll cut it out. But wait, okay, here it comes. Not more than 15 minutes later, there's another email, okay, and it says, "We'd like to inform you that we've received a complaint regarding your YouTube account, Startup Bros. Upon review, we've determined that the activity in your account violates our terms of service. As a result, we've terminated your account. We don't allow content that encourages illegal activities or incites users to violate YouTube's guidelines. The only depictions of such activities that we may allow need to be educational or documentary in nature and should not be designed to help or encourage others to imitate them. When uploading a video, make sure to post as much information as possible in the title and description to help us and your viewers understand the primary purpose of the video. Please be aware that you are prohibited from accessing, processing, or creating any other YouTube accounts." That's heavy, boy, I'll tell you. "For more information, blah, 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 blah." All right, so they get this letter from YouTube. So now what was calm, cool, and elective turns into what the F, all right? WTF with a question mark. Apparently there was a complaint and a review that determined we were inciting users to commit crimes, and not just any crimes, but crimes so heinous, simply removing the offended video wasn't enough. For the world, it's not funny. For the world to be safe, YouTube had to completely scrub Startup Bros from their platform. So what did you do, guys? They must have done something. Okay, the one thing that I've always learned is never panic. Never panic in business, because when you panic, you're not thinking clearly. Successful people do not panic, all right? And it appears that the Startup Bros. Now, here's the thing, too. Another thing. I said, when I started out, I was saying Startup Brothers, okay? BROS period to me, can be brothers, all right? So don't kill the messenger here. But anyway, let's keep it at as startupbros.com is their website. So Startup Bros, okay. So before they blamed YouTube, all right, they first blamed themselves. They went back, they listened to all of their most recent videos for anything that can be misconstrued as inciting users to commit crimes. Their best guess, they say, was from their latest video, which was published just a few hours before their suspension. All right, and I'm going to give you a link on my website if you actually. Well, here's the thing. I guess you could. Yeah, I have to figure it out, because if they don't have YouTube, I can't give you a YouTube link to the video. But anyway, they went back and they watched the video. So if we can post it, it'll be on the website, and I'll give you an update to that. In the video, they point out that your IRAs are protected even in bankruptcy. And because of that, it makes sense to fund your retirement accounts before making any debt payments. And although they explicitly tell you not to do it 3 times, they make the point that it would even make sense to go into debt to fund your IRA. It's a fairly sophisticated and complex financial point, and basically they're pretty sure it was completely legal. But I know that YouTube's content moderators don't know if it's legal or not. So how did someone manually decide to terminate their account instantaneously for that? It seems like they say a long shot. So the question is, what did they get banned for? Outside of a junior consent moderator at YouTube getting overzealous with their CPA knowledge, which they don't know, they state. Before last night, we were the ideal YouTubers. We worked hard to follow the rules. We never received any strikes, community or copyright. And what's really interesting, they say, is that YouTube is actually violating their own policy here. Basically, they say just take a look at some of the language from their clear and consistent community guideline strike policy. So the quote here is, "I can now tell you personally that this is all bullshit. We received no warnings, no strikes, no video removals. In fact, we received no contact. I was looking at this. I was hoping from what I was reading that it wasn't all BS, but it's not. All right. So, in fact, they received no contact from anyone at all. Just an email letting us know that all of our hard work had been deleted. And thanks for using YouTube." Okay, so the Startup Bros built an amazing following on YouTube. Their business was based on videos. They had 30,000 subscribers, and all of a sudden, out of a clear blue sky, poof, it's all gone. All right, so what's next? What's next for these guys, all right? YouTube's termination email included a link, they say, to appeal. So they went ahead and they submitted the best appeal they could. And this is what they wrote. They said, "Thanks so much for your help in advance. We just had our account terminated and we're hoping to get it back. The account was in good standing before tonight. We've never even had a single strike on the channel. We received the notice. We don't allow content that encourages illegal activities or incites users to violate YouTube's guidelines. It also states the only depictions of such activities that we may allow need to be educational or documentary in nature. In our latest video we posted on July 27, 2020, we do precisely that. At 5:39, we talk about how important it is to fully fund your IRAs and 401k. To show how important it is, we make the point that the IRAs are protected in bankruptcy, so that makes it really important to fully fund them. But at 5:40 and from 6:06 to 6:14, we give explicit warnings that say, I am 110% saying you should not do this, and it's bankruptcy fraud. We are not sure how this got picked up as illegal activity, but we'd be happy to remove the video." So after submitting their appeal, they received a strange G Suite notification. So here it is. Hello, if you are not an administrator, please contact your G Suite administrator to reestablish access to your account. If you are an administrator, please contact another administrator. Let me read that again. If you are an administrator, please contact another administrator for your domain, the G Suite support team, G being Google, or your G Suite partner. Is anybody understanding this? Or your G Suite partner to have your account access reestablished. Okay. Then they tried doing it as much as they could with it, but it seems like just a random notification to let you know your appeal has basically been received. So now what is going to happen, all right, to the startup bros? We'll keep going with this. We'll be back right after this. I want to just take a minute and consider this a public service announcement, all right? I get a lot of news briefs that come across my desk, on my phone, on my computer, everywhere, all right? And as I'm sure you can imagine, a lot of it is about COVID-19, all right? A lot of people out there, a lot of videos out there, people that are being very, very ignorant with regards to the sickness. But again, there are now coming out people that have initially been ignorant and nasty and doing videos and refusing to wear face masks or to practice social distancing. And now those people are infected with the COVID-19 virus and they're singing a different tune. So here's my public service announcement. Wear your mask, wash your hands, practice your social distancing. Just be aware of your surroundings. Don't get sick. All right, so I just checked and I found out, in fact, that the YouTube channel for the Startup Bros is still not there. It's not back as of right this second. It's not back. And I tell you, it's happened to us. We were using a platform called Meerkat, and we had a lot of listeners. I mean, a significant number of listeners. And we were loving it. We really were. It was a nice, easy platform, and we were able to interact with our listeners on the morning show. And all of a sudden, just one day, it wasn't there. And we were like, what is going on? And then we find out that the owner, who was not making any money off this, and I always said, okay, that's the big thing here. If somebody has a website and a lot of people on it, and they're not doing anything to make any money from it, what the hell good is it? All right. And he decided just to pull it. One day, boop, it was gone. So all the people that had listened to us, or that were listening to us via Meerkat, were no more. We didn't plan ahead, and if you're in business and you're using, let me put it this way. If you woke up tomorrow morning and Facebook was not there anymore, if Mark over there decides he's had enough and he's going to pull the plug on Facebook, okay, which they're stockholders and everything like that. So, chances are, you never know. I mean, there's government involvement here and, before the Congress and, but I'm not going to get into that right now. But the bottom line is, what would you do if you woke up tomorrow morning and there was no Facebook? What would you do if you woke up tomorrow morning? What would the President of the United States do if he woke up tomorrow morning and there was no Twitter? Holy moly, unbelievable. These are just websites. I'll say it again. They're just freaking websites. You have to be in control of your own. You really have to be in control of your own. I'm sure the Startup Bros have copies of their videos, and, anybody that is truly a Startup Bros fan or a subscriber will be able to locate them via their website. We're going to talk more about them as to, what they're doing with the appeal process in just a second. But the bottom line is they worked hard to get where they were. They worked hard to get over those, to get that 30,000 subscribers. They were making money from this with YouTube, and all of a sudden, YouTube, with no explanation, well, they gave an explanation, but it's very, very vague, and, well, I'm going to talk about that in a second, because it's just the way you can't get a hold of Facebook, you can't reach out to Twitter, you can't reach out to, and you try having a problem, you've heard about it, Facebook jail. Try being innocent, and it's like, I've been put in Facebook jail and I'm an innocent man, you know what I mean? And it's like you can't, they say you can communicate with them, but you can't. They don't respond. And we're going to talk more about that in just a second. Okay, so let's get back to the saga of the YouTube versus the startup bros, okay? They're waiting to see if what they call the corporate overlords decide to allow them onto their platform. They won't hold their breath. There's no obligation for them to even grace you with so much as a human reply. That's what I'm saying, all right? And that's not right. If you're dealing with customers, you should have a way of being able to communicate with them. They say, in fact, they are not sure there have been any humans involved in this process whatsoever. Can you imagine? It's just another story of algorithms going haywire and probably a vision into the algorithmic tyranny that they are moving into now. Okay, the startup brothers, startup bros, they need our help. They say it's insane to them that it comes to this, but if you want the Startup Bros YouTube channel to live on, they have to fight for it. We all have to fight for it. Okay, it's wrong. The bottom line, it's wrong. What was done to these guys is wrong. So, if you've ever found value in what they do, or even if you're just listening to me right now and you're appalled by what's going on, make some noise. It's up to the entire Startup Bros community to keep the drive alive, and they say this is the only time that they will ever ask you to tweet. Okay, so we're going to tweet. All right, now again, you might not have ever heard of the Startup Bros. You might have never seen any of their videos and everything like that. But the bottom line is what's happening here, what's happened to them is wrong. They deserve the respect, okay? They deserve respect, and they deserve to be able to discuss this with a human being, not with a robotic computer, all right? They need answers. They're basically, the floor was pulled out from underneath them. I believe the way they handled themselves was in a calm, peaceful fashion, and they deserve recognition for that. So I'm going to tell you how you can help. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link on my website, www.KOPCAST.live. I'm going to put a link as to what the Startup Bros are asking you to tweet. It reads this: at YouTube, you mistakenly terminated one of the best startup business channels last night. Please reinstate the Startup Bros at Startup Bros, at YouTube channel, at Team YouTube, at YT Creators. There are other samples of tweets that they're asking you to put out there. For instance, why was at Startup Bros at YouTube channel completely deleted? Your algorithms are going crazy. Reinstate and fix the problem at Team YouTube at YT Creators. Also, please reinstate the at Startup Bros at YouTube channel. You know, I'm going to post them. I'm going to put it out there on my website. You can go to www.KOPCAST, that's KOPCAST.live. Copy, and let's help these guys, all right? Really, seriously. In addition, any extra attention that you can bring, especially to Team YouTube or to anyone that you know at YouTube, they say will be deeply appreciated. So what can be learned from all of this? Now, this is a blog post from Startup Bros, which I'm referring to with regards to this entire situation. And they say, it feels weird talking about myself, meaning them. All right, so they want to give some takeaways from all this. Number one, being a YouTuber, blogger, influencer, or content creator doesn't make you a business owner. It makes you a slave to whichever platform is supplying your traffic. Amazon, Google, Facebook, they use these platforms to get messages in front of more people, but never forget that they can be taken away from you instantly. You don't own squat. You're just building their platform for them. Thank you. That's what I've been saying for years. The only thing these monopolies can't take from you is the relationships that you build or have built with your audience. For example, Joe Rogan couldn't build his podcast anywhere but YouTube, but now that he's built rapport with his audience, he can lead them off to Spotify. Never confuse your current position in someone's algorithm with your real long-term worth. Number two, speaking of algorithms, don't depend on them to build your business organically. Organic growth used to mean you had a product or a message that was so awesome, it just naturally spread like wildfire. Go for that kind of growth, and everything else will work itself out. A company built around the latest algorithmic loophole might make money right now, but it's going to become a nightmare as these algorithms continue to be developed. He said, and my version of the financial freedom certainly isn't losing sleep over what some recent college grads are doing with some computer code. Instead, build an experience that creates a lasting, memorable impact and use these platforms as a way to help spread your message. Don't just create random, time-wasting clickbait because the algorithms like it. Create memorable experiences, and people will naturally want to come back for more. Number 3, once you have an audience, don't be stupid enough to send them off your platform. Try to keep them in your ecosystem as much as possible, else they fall back into the hands of the corporate overlords. For example, I was stupid, meaning him. He said, I was stupid enough to send out these videos with direct links to YouTube, and now everybody clicking that link is seeing a terminated YouTube channel. Bad move. If I simply embedded the video on a Startup Bros website, I could have just replaced the YouTube embed with a Vimeo embed, and lots more people would have seen the video. So be smarter than me, meaning him, and keep your audience on your platform instead of theirs. Absolutely. Same thing. Same thing with Live 365. I mean, they're back now, but you had all these people that are independent radio stations, and all of a sudden Live 365 just disappeared, all right? And left everybody with nothing. And now they're back, all right? But what's to say it can't happen again? Back up everything. Number 4, the cloud is not a permanently safe place to store your important files. This type of algorithmic policing is only set to get worse, and it's slowly spreading even into the people's private storage like Google Drive. I don't know why this is happening to entrepreneurs, but it's happening. He said, I assume we are getting unintentionally caught up in an extremely overzealous algorithmic moderation. Although YouTube says there's humans doing the checking, but the point stands true. You can't depend on cloud services to safely store the fruits of your labor. You must have hard backups of your work. Much agreed. In closing, he says, in closing, he said, please help. He says he's going to keep updating the situation as it progresses, even if there's no updates to give. If you want to see more Startup Bros videos in the future, be sure to make some noise and tweet. Again, you go to my website and you can copy and paste, or just whatever, however you want to get it, but we need to help, all right? I got to be honest, up until this point in time, I did not even know that the Startup Bros website existed. Now, that doesn't mean anything. It just means that I didn't know. But I'm involved now because of what was done to them, and it's wrong, all right? He says, for those currently investing your time and money into YouTube, he hopes it helps, and he hopes that you can avoid the arbitrary ban hammer longer than he did. Godspeed. Brave new world. It's a shame, but they will, they will move on. They will move forward, and they will survive. I looked at their website, and I looked at the quality of their videos and the content that they're putting out, and it's great. It truly is. So, you know what? The question is, I guess they really, with all they did and everything, they want to get back on YouTube. But what's to say that once they get back on YouTube, it can't happen again? Just a thought. So I'm real sorry that this happened to these guys. They worked hard to get where they are, and they don't deserve to be treated like this. But on the other hand, it's a great lesson to be learned for a lot. And what we're taking out of this, what he wrote, is absolutely 100% true. It really is. It's a shame, but hopefully they'll get it back, and we'll just have to wait and see. And now, with all this going on, I never had time for my Jenny's cookie break. So I'm going to take a Jenny's cookie break. What a great way. Oh, these cookies are amazing. I tell you, what a great way to end the show with a Jenny's cookie. I got to tell you. All right, even if she wasn't sponsoring the show, I would still buy these cookies. All right, that's it. First off, I would never take on a sponsor that anything with regards to misleading of any kind. All right, and I'd be lying if I came on here and told you that they were great and then you got them and they sucked. But these cookies are amazing. They truly are. They are affordable. They're fresh, homemade. I mean, this whole business was started during the pandemic, during quarantine. All right, so this was just like something that was meant to be. All right, Jenny's Cookies. You can go to my website, www.cop, that's KOPCAST, CAST.live. Hit Sweet Deals up top, and it'll scroll you down, and you'll see the Jenny's Cookie logo. You can click on that and take a look at the pictures of the cookies and go to her Instagram and, work on placing an order that way. Or you can give her a call at 631-767-5551, 631-767-5551. 631-767-5551. You know what? She doesn't run out of cookies. She's your cookie dealer. All right, Jenny's Cookies. Check it out. Anyway, all right, so that about wraps it up for this episode of KOPCAST. I want to say thank you. Thank you so much for listening. I didn't get to the emails. I have to wait till the next time on that one. All right, yeah, this whole show was basically, this was not the show that I had planned for episode number 2, but when I saw what was happening to these guys, I had to do something. All right, it's just what's right is right, and these YouTube, Facebook, all these social media sites, they need to put together a way of having the public be able to communicate with them. When you're in Facebook jail or something like this happens with YouTube. I mean, think about it. If you're a business owner and you're relying on a social media platform like this, and all of a sudden the floor gets pulled out from underneath you, they'll regroup. They can figure it out. I mean, the people that love them will follow them wherever they go. But the bottom line, it's just wrong. So if you have something you want to talk about or you want to shoot me an email, you can send it to KOPCAST, that's KOPCAST live at gmail.com. Yes, we're cheap. We're using Gmail. You can go to the website, www.KOPCAST.live. Not .com, .live, okay? I appreciate, we're going to be allowing these shows to be other places on demand. We're not going to put all our eggs in one basket, as you can see here. We're not doing that. But I will appreciate it if you would review the show. If you like the show, you don't like the show, let me know what you think about it. I already had somebody tell me that you don't like all the music all the time, but you know what? I like the music, and it's my show. So we're doing it my way for right now, and we'll play it by ear. All right? Again, thanks so much. Hey, wherever you are, all right? Whatever you're doing, wherever you are, make it a great day. It's all up to you. Thanks for listening. KOPCAST is an iRadio USA production in association with EMK Broadcasting.